Welcome to Tyn Ifrith, built in 1728 as a farm. Finding any history that far back is hard, and the first record I find of it is from the 1841 census. In 1841 we have a farmer named Hugh Roberts, and he is 45. His wife is named Mary. They have 5 children: Anne Roberts, aged 12, Jane, aged 9, Robert, aged 6, Mary, aged 4, and Eleanor, aged 1. And there is also a servant named Thomas Williams, and he is aged 25. 10 years later, in 1851, Hugh Roberts is now 57, and he is listed as a farmer of 18 acres. Mary is 48. They have 4 children. Elizabeth Roberts is 24 and she is employed at home. Eleanor is 10, Evan aged 5 and David aged 2. Moving on to 1861, and Hugh Roberts is now 69. He is a farmer of 27 acres and a widower. He still has Eleanor Roberts living with him. She is 21 and she is a housekeeper, and Evan Roberts, aged 16, and he is a labourer. On the 1871 census, Evan Roberts, the son, is now head of the farm. He is 25 and he is listed as a farmer of 28 acres, and his wife is named Margaret and she is aged 22. On the 1881 census, Evan Roberts is now 35 and he is a farmer of 60 acres. His wife Margaret is 32. They have 4 children. They have Edward Evan Roberts, aged 7, Margaret E, aged 6, Cordelia, aged 3, and Jane, just 9 months old. And they have a Winifred Hughes, aged 19, and she is a domestic servant. On the 1891 census, Evan Roberts is 45 and he is listed as farmer. His wife Margaret is 42. They still have 4 children living with them. Edward Evan Roberts is now 17 and he is a farmer's son. Cordelia is 13. Jane is 10, and they have Winifred Roberts and she is 4. On the 1901 census, Evan Roberts is now 54 and still listed as a farmer. He now has a different wife, Alice Jane Roberts, who is 45, so I can only presume his previous wife sadly passed away. His eldest son, Edward Evan Roberts, is still living with them. He is 26 and a farmer's son. There is Winifred Roberts and she is 14. He now has 2 stepchildren, Morris C. Jones, aged 12, and Thomas Jones, aged 10, and also another child of their own, Hugh D. Roberts, aged 3. Some point after 1901, the Roberts must have left the farm, and a family named Jones must have lived at the farm, as there is an obituary from 1908. On Wednesday last week, the interment took place at Llanford churchyard of Mrs. Jones of Trymawer, late of Tyn Ifrith, who died the previous Sunday at the age of 79 years. The funeral was largely attended, the deceased being well known throughout every part of Penllyn. On Saturday last, sad to relate, the death of Mr. John Jones, son of the above deceased, after a short but severe illness. The news cast a gloom over the town. Mr. Jones was a young man of kind and affectionate disposition, energetic and faithful in all Christian work, and held in high esteem by all who knew him. During the many years that the family lived at Tyn Ifrith, they were amongst the most regularly at and faithful to the independent church at Bala, where they were members, and since they have come to reside near the town, their connection with the church is as close as ever. The interment of Mr. Jones took place on Wednesday at Llanford churchyard. Much sympathy is felt for the son and daughter of Mrs. Jones in their deep affliction and loss of a kind and sympathetic mother and brother. On the 1911 census, there is a new family at the farm. Roland Morris is head. He's aged 32 and a farmer. His wife is named Laura and she is 28. There is Jane Jones Morris, aged 6, Laura Morris, aged 5, Edward Thomas Morris, aged 3, Richard Morris, aged 2, Anne Morris, aged 11 months, and Mary Kate Williams, aged 18, and she is a domestic servant. 10 years later, on the 1921 census, Roland Morris is now 42 and still a farmer. His wife Laura is 39 and she does home duties. Jane Jones Morris is 16 and she does home duties. Laura Morris, aged 14, she also does home duties. There is also an Edward Thomas Morris, aged 13, Richard Morris, aged 12, Annie, aged 11, Robert, 9, Thomas, aged 8, David, aged 6, Kate Ellen Morris, aged 4, William Henry Morris, aged 2, and Mary Margaret Morris, aged 1 month. And finally, on the 1939 register, there is Robert Williams at the farm. He is 59 and his wife is Ellen and she is 57 and she does domestic duties. The history on this place is pretty sparse, but it seems the cottage was being lived in throughout the 2000s until at least 2019, as there are postal envelopes and TV magazines with dates on. The last occupiers were possibly living off-grid and had a young child with them. The current owners of the property live about 4 miles away, and it seems the farm is being used for storage for another nearby farm. Wow, this place is absolutely stunning. I would absolutely love to live here. Look at this. Mug still on the table. The seashore shown to the children. From your loving Rain, August the 2nd, 1915, to Joan. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Wonderful old paraffin lamp. Doesn't look like there was any electricity in this cottage. The guy's boots. and the irons. Imagine this as a holiday cottage. Back to basics, no electricity, no hot water. You have to boil your kettle using the fire. Love the wallpaper, and then this gorgeous chair. And there's books. I like them. They like their books. Got a postcard here from Greece. I can't see the date on it, but it's to a Sonia bearing a gnat. So it looks like a mother and child lived here, because there are kids' toys. There's more kids' toys in the cupboard. So, got a slide viewer here. Put your slide in. What that is. And you turn on the light and you'll be able to see your slidey picture in there. Looks like it's a wind up radio, so yeah, they're very off grid. Let's go through here. There's the old coats, look, and all the tools for the fire, doing your own fire. This must have been the front door by the looks of it. There's an old, looks like an Action Man car. Oops. Into a back room. Wow. There's an old bed. Is that a part of an old piano? Yeah, looks like they've dismantled the piano or something. Morandi. Looks like he was a... Nope, never heard of him. Another radio. Stamps on that Jiffy envelope dated 1996. More books. They look like they're old maps or prints or something. It's the fireplace, look. Wow. There's an old bed. Lots of heaters. They probably needed them. Looks like a camp bed. More books. Virginia Woolf. W.H. Auden. Yeah, all sorts. Baby books. Solzhenitsyn. Jesus. It's getting a bit deep. The letters of Vincent van Gogh. I'd love to know what they are. Bet they're all plans or maps or something. Wow. Let's go through to this room in here. It's so quiet out here, it's lovely. So this was the kitchen. Everything's just been left, look. The lovely floor. Another heater. So this looks like it might have been originally a pantry or a larder. some damage up there. I actually thought it was looking quite good. Is there a use by date? It doesn't look very appetising, does it? Can't see what the date would be. Anything on the maple syrup? Where would a date be? Nope. What's this? Is that an apple press? Or is it to do with washing? There's lots of paraffin lamps. Ooh, that looks like it goes down to a cellar maybe, but give that a miss. So I wonder what the story is. Right, it's time to head upstairs and see what it's like. Oh my goodness. Oh, got plaster on the stairs. Well, upstairs looks just as amazing. Just got to be wary of the floor. Les Miserables. Wow. It's a nice copy. Any names inside? To Gladys from, I don't know, 1st of March 1912. Wow. Oh, it's in French. Well, it is a French novel. Got a room down here with a chair in the door. So a bit safe. I probably won't linger too long in this room. As you can see, there is a big crack in the ceiling. But look at the bed. A map of, I don't know where actually. County of London. Big ottoman, blanket box. Yeah, look at the fire. So let's go down and have a look at the other rooms. Wow. Every room's got a beautiful fireplace. Books. James Joyce, Ulysses. Doesn't look very inviting, does it? But then you've got the beautiful fireplace with the slate hearth. What's this room? A makeshift wardrobe. Okay, carry on down. Some nice wallpaper there on the end. Another bedroom. The brass beds. The beds. Wow. The old Mateus bottle. They were usually turned into candlesticks or electric lights. Some more interesting books. We've got Nelson Mandela's autobiography. Can't make out the others. 7 for a Secret, Mary Webb. Not sure if one of the members of the more recent family that lived here wasn't French or French Canadian. There seems to be quite a few French language books. Another brass bed. Wow. Massive cracks up there, look. The ceiling coming in. A lovely bed. And then we've got another room, little room here. Oh, I was going to say there's no bathroom. That was their toilet. Very off-grid. Wow, that is basic. I'm not even going to look in that. It's an absolutely gorgeous cottage. Quite strange because this end bit down here has got new doors on, new stable doors. Then we've got these old bits over here. Oh my goodness, what's in here? This looks like it was a farrier's stable. Can we get in? Ooh, just about. Oh, look at this. Is this the blacksmiths? The farriers for shoeing horses. Because they would have had horses on the farm. Look at that. It's an old... well, I don't know if it's for a wash thing or if it's for cooling down horseshoes. But it's had a new roof put on at some point to preserve it. Still smells of ash. I don't know, would it have been, or was it for cooking? Let me know what you think. So that looks like a bread oven. Where's this paper from? 2009. Little bench there. Let's go and have a look at some of these other outbuildings. There's ones either side. Let's have a look at this one over here. Oh, looks like it was a wood store. Looks like they were old stables at one point. That's where they've kept their wood. And then we just got the older stables, just stuff's been dumped in here. But wait till you see the view. Look at that. Not bad, eh? Beautiful. So we're just in one of these old barns and there's all stuff just dumped, and then there's a random typewriter. Look at that. Amazing thing. Again, it's had a new roof or cover on at some point, like they started to renovate. And then we just got this old, which I think was probably a cow shed over here. Yeah.